Dharmasthala, once a place of spiritual significance, is now at the center of horrifying crimes that have shaken the entire nation. A special investigation team, SIT, along with forensic experts, is currently conducting excavation work around the village. Meanwhile, the Dharmasthala Gram Panchayat has released a statement. According to the Panchayat, since 1995, they have buried 200 unidentified and unclaimed bodies due to the lack of a proper crematorium in the village. These bodies were buried along the Netravathi River bank, forest areas, and on government lands. After reading this note, there is a strong suspicion that this might be a cover-up to prevent decades-old atrocities from being exposed. Why? Because in the recent excavations carried out by SIT, human skeletal remains have already been discovered. It's as clear that those behind these crimes are starting to panic and are now engaging in distraction tactics. I am not making baseless claims. I will speak only with proof. In this video, I present clear evidence that will likely leave you shocked. Some people are now questioning whether such heinous crimes, mass rapes, and murders could really have occurred without the public ever knowing. Certain mainstream media outlets seem to be indirectly supporting this narrative through confusing reports. A sanitation worker has come forward, stating that he personally buried over 100 dead bodies. He claimed that many of them were brutally raped and murdered, some tied with ropes, others burned with petrol. He submitted these statements, along with evidence, to the police and court. Still, the so-called media and a few paid influencers are now asking questions like, did these murders really happen? Can this worker's words be trusted? What is his mental condition? This kind of questioning, despite mounting evidence, appears to be an attempt to create public confusion and protect certain individuals. Here's the evidence I've gathered. Proof 1. The SIT has conducted excavations at 7 different spots along the Netravathi River, as identified by the sanitation worker. Human skulls and bones belonging to at least 2 individuals have been found. This clearly supports the worker's claims. Proof 2. A woman named Sujatha Bhatt has been searching for her missing daughter, Ananya Bhatt, since 2003. She claims that her daughter was last seen with temple authorities. When she tried to file in fur, she was insulted and thrown out. Sujatha was later attacked, left for dead, and her home was raided. Important records about her daughter were destroyed. Proof 3. Senior journalist Gauri Lankish was murdered shortly after publishing stories exposing criminal activities in Dharmasthala. She investigated the matter, published findings in her magazine, and was shot dead in front of her home in Bengaluru in 2017. Proof 4. In 2012, a teenage student named Sojanya was raped and murdered. Her body was found on a riverbank. Her private parts were desecrated to destroy evidence. Despite eyewitness accounts pointing to 3 young men linked to the temple trust, police arrested an unrelated laborer named Santosh Rao. He spent 9 years in jail before being acquitted. Proof 5. Sojanya's grandfather recalls seeing bones and remains being unearthed by wild boars near the village. He claims they were washed away during floods. He also mentioned a local gang, D Gang, protected by powerful people. Proof 6. Student leader Tanis Shetty raised questions about Sojanya's murder and demanded justice on social media. He was later targeted in a planned accident, which left him physically disabled. Despite providing evidence of threats, the police took no action. Proof 7. Activist Mahesh Shetty Timarodi has been fighting for justice since 2012. He claims that the number of victims is far higher than reported. For his activism, 25 cases have been filed against him. Proof 8. Public outrage led to the formation of a government committee headed by Mel C.V.S.U. Grappa to investigate unnatural deaths. However, the report findings were never made public. Proof 9. In 1979, a teacher named Vedavali was burned to death in her bathroom. Her husband, a doctor, was falsely framed and sent to jail. He was later proven innocent. Videos of his testimony are still circulating in Karnataka, but no action has been taken against the real culprits. Proof 10. In December 1986, a 17-year-old student named Padmalata went missing. Her body was found 56 days later, brutally assaulted and murdered. The police failed to investigate the case properly. Proof 11. Former police officer and ex-BJP leader Girish Matnavar says that dozens of murder cases including Vedavalis and Sojano have been ignored. He also alleges that journalist Shankar Bhatt's press office was burned down, and a newspaper delivery boy who distributed Padmalata's story was murdered. Proof 12. An RTI filed on deaths around Dharmasthala revealed a shocking 452 unnatural deaths. Yet no serious investigations have been conducted. Proof 13. The sanitation worker submitted a written complaint, naming those who forced him to bury the bodies and those who tried to burn him alive. He declared that if he dies, the letter should serve as evidence and demanded narcoanalysis tests on himself to prove his honesty. Already, the remains of 2 individuals have been recovered from the sites he identified, and more excavations are planned.